Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on Mentellect Patreon.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust, as the Republic of Mentellect, the real 144,000 is being gathered each day and time, Mentalists, the Amen race, the bright race. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkari, and this is Mentellect Radio. Tonight we're going to be discussing the Bible. Does the biblical curse of baldness on women apply to black females? Absolutely, it does. I'm going to read to you out of the Isaiah part, and that fits the so-called black woman perfectly. And you'll see why. Now, I know a lot of Israelites that hear this and go, see, he basing his foundation off the Bible. Why do you even read not the Bible if he ain't about the Bible, he ain't about God and all that? First of all, this is not part of my foundation. I'm just teaching a lesson on the so-called black woman and what applies, and I'm going to go deeper into it. This is not a part of Mentellect. This is just like general knowledge. This is not even a part of Mentellect. You see? This is just general. This is knowledge, from a higher level, higher intel of the third dimension. So this is like really bottom level. I wouldn't even consider this really Mentellect. This is just knowledge that's on a higher level, but and you can point out things where they are, but this is not the foundation of Mentellect. So yeah, that does apply, because I said before the biblical description of the so-called Israelites going throughout the Bible as black people, people in darkness, and I said that was not actually a so-called blessing, that black people got in alignment with the Israelite thing, took on that name of Israel, or the descriptions of the Israelites. It actually was a curse against our people. Becoming Israel was a curse. It was not a blessing, it was a curse. It was only a blessing, a so-called blessing for the people who came out of Israel, the children of Israel, not Israel itself. Israel was cursed. You see, they were cursed with ignorance, cursed with the disconnect from the fourth dimension to the true Lord, which is Amen, cursed with following these different gods of mankind, cursed with mixing their seed and confusion of faces. They was cursed with all kinds of ignorance, man. All right, does the biblical curse of baldness on women apply to black females? Yes, it does. That's all it would apply to. It don't apply to nobody else. It don't. You see, they don't. Even in the description of the haughty women and things like that, and the women of Zion, because that gave it away that that was a so-called black woman, because the so-called black women are the women of Zion. They really are the women of Zion, the women of the sun. Why is it only black women? Because black women are the only women of Zion, the only women of the sun. So-called black women, the bronze women. Are black women the women of Zion? Yes, they are. Again, Zion only means sun. You see, when they talk about Mount Zion, it's called Sun Mountain, the highest point in which the sun shines out. That's Mount Zion. Is it because they broke the law of Amen? Yep. The so-called black woman lives her life in rebellion to Amen. She lives her life in rebellion to Amen. Because you can't serve the beast and talk about you in alignment with Amen. You can't serve the beast and be in alignment with Amen. That's impossible. That is impossible. You can't be of this world, be down for vaxes, be down for whatever chasing this black nonsense and all this stuff. You can't be down with this and talk about you of Amen. You're not. You with the black race. You with them. You can't be outside this community talking about you of Amen. You're not. Because the true people of Amen are here.
For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to Mentellect Patreon. Go to Mentellect Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to Mentellect Patreon and join the Mesoamerican community.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, Amen, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. and that's me and you. The infinite capability